Unfortunately, in America, it is also common that if black men are not being killed by the police, they're being thrown in prison with no due process. This is a call for justice. Let us start bringing awareness to what is happening to black men in America. We ask you just for a few minutes of your time. Nicholas Zimmerman is an innocent prisoner in New York State prison system. Due to a miscalculation by the New York State Department of Corrections Sentencing Review, in accordance to Penal Law 7030, Section 1D, he is currently 7 years past his release date. Background. In 2001, Nicholas was convicted of criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree and 1 count of menacing based off the testimony of Nicholas Stubbs, who alleged at trial that on September 19, 1998, at 3 a.m. in the morning, in Rosedale, Queens, New York, Nicholas attacked her by pulling her out of her car, dragging her several feet, and then firing a gun in the air before leaving the scene of the crime. Nikia alleged that this all happened due to a disagreement over a car rental that she had with Nicholas's girlfriend at the time, Jatanya Bell Navis, who also was an acquaintance of Nikia Stubbs. Nicholas was never identified in the lineup, and there was no gun recovered. Since this case was based on the tainted and unreliable identification testimony of Nikia Stubbs, Queens County ADA Lee Bishop used the acquaintance of Jatanya, Nikia, and the car rental agreement that they had to make it seem like Nikia and Nicholas were good friends. ADA Lee Bishop lied to the court several times, alleging that Nikia and Nicholas went to school together, but such was not the case. ADA Lee Bishop used this faulty information to convince the jury that this was not a case of mistaken identity because Nikia and Nicholas knew each other. After the trial, we found out that Nikia's whole identification testimony was fabricated and coerced. In 2003, Nicholas's family hired a retired NYPD detective by the name of Kevin W. Hinkson. He interviewed Nikia regarding the testimony she gave at trial. Based on what she said, we immediately started to figure out how Nicholas was implicated in this case. Point 1. Nikia said that Lee Bishop told her if she did not testify against Nicholas, she would be held in jail until she agreed to identify Nicholas in court. Point 2. Nikia also said that the detectives handling the case showed her a single photo of Nicholas for the purpose of identifying a suspect in the case. This single photo showing violated both state and federal law that suspects are to be identified by a 6-picture photo array or a 6-person lineup to avoid the possibility of suggestive identification. To make matters worse, she said the detectives had to convince her Nicholas committed the crime. Nikia signed a sworn affidavit before investigator Hinkson, stating that she never was certain that Nicholas committed the crime and that she had only seen Nicholas on 2 occasions prior to the incident and was not familiar with him at all. She said she associated him with Jatanya Bell Navis. Because Nikia's affidavit left some open questions about her identification of Nicholas, he contacted her directly in 2005. In a recorded conversation, Nikia candidly quoted that she was coached very well by ADA Lee Bishop. She said that Lee Bishop hand-fed her whole testimony. Nikia alleged at trial that she knew Nicholas was the one that attacked her because she recognized Nicholas's voice as she was pulled out of her vehicle, and that her overlight head came on and she had a clear view of Nicholas's face, and that she saw the Jeep Cherokee that she rented to Jatanya at the scene of the crime, and therefore she was certain that Nicholas was the one that attacked her. However, when she was asked about these statements during the conversation in 2005, she confirmed that all this was a lie and that this part of her testimony, as well as other testimony that implicated Nicholas in this crime, was forced upon her by ADA Lee Bishop. More importantly, Nikia confirmed that ADA Lee Bishop allowed her to commit perjury on the stand when she denied that Bishop offered her a deal to testify against Nicholas, when in fact Bishop told Stubbs if she helped convict Nicholas that she would get a reduction of her time on her pending federal case. Besides the coerced identification testimony of Nikia Stubbs, there is yet another compelling issue in Nicholas' case. He was denied his Fifth Amendment right to call alibi witnesses and present evidence at the trial that would have proven that he was performing at Jam Rock nightclub in Hempstead, Long Island at the same time Nikia was attacked. Even more, he was denied his right to call evidentiary or eyewitnesses that were present at the scene of the crime that would have proved that he was not the assailant. These witnesses were denied by Judge Roger R. Rosengarten of the Queens County Supreme Court, all because Nicholas's trial attorney, Brendan O'Mara, forgot to add this evidence to the notice of alibi. Brendan O'Mara, the same attorney that mishandled Khalif Browder's case in later years, resulting in Mr. Browder's unfortunate death, is known for ineffective counsel. There are many other issues in Nicholas's case, including the fact that there was no gun recovered in this case. One of the elements of criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree in New York State is that the weapon must be tested to ensure that it is operable and capable of causing harm. No weapon was found in this case, so no test was ever performed. And yet and still, Nicholas Zimmerman was convicted and went to prison. As mentioned, Nicholas is currently 7 years past his release date. We need everyone's support in obtaining Mr. Zimmerman's immediate release. All evidence and other issues can be found at www.freenicholaszimmerman.com. Also sign his petition at www.bit.ly/FNZ-petition. Nicholas has been in prison 20 years for nothing. Let's make this go viral. Thank you for listening.